Hello. Alright, on the koi pond a little bit, and I wanted to show you some of the few little things that I've done to it, and I want to do a little bit more to it. I wanted to go ahead and do it, so, oops, sorry, I lost you. So I want to go ahead and show you what it looks like so far. This is the koi pond, and here's the inside. Okay, this is going to be waterfall, of course, because it's cascading down. It's getting really heavy. I'm not even nowhere near done with this. It's going to take a lot to finish it. And putting rocks around the bottom like this. And I've put some of the clear epoxy around the top of where the rocks are, so that the rocks will stay on there a little bit better. I'm having some issues with the glue sticks. I think next time when I look for the new glue sticks, I'm going to try to find ones that take care of the rocks better. This I found, looked at, was a low temp hot glue gun, and I think that's where my problem lies, because it needs to be a high temp instead of a low temp, and therefore it's not holding the rocks very well. So I'm going to have to look for a high temp glue gun, I think. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I made the waterfall water. Now how I did this is just I took a plastic container, put the hot glue, and just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and peeled it off and made the water. Now it looks kind of weird right now, but it makes sense. Once you start seeing it, it's going to start making sense. I've also had to melt down, stick my hot glue gun to it and melt down and try to make it as flat as possible on top, because it has got some bumps and stuff in it, so I want to go ahead and flatten that out as much as possible. And so anyway, I'm going to hot glue gun this on the top, if I can get it to work. I put a lot of glue up here at the top, epoxy, so hopefully it'll hold quite a bit. I hope it holds it anyway. So just putting the hot glue then there and putting it on top and holding it until it melts onto itself. Welcome to the room. Feel free to talk. I can read the chat. If you like this video, like and subscribe. It helps out. Lets me know that I'm doing it. Doing something everybody wants to see, not just me talking to myself all the time. Okay. Hi, Peter. How are you today? Thank you. I appreciate the like and subscribe. And as you can see, I hot glue gun the top of the water with the waterfall, and I'm going to bring it down in front of the rocks. You'll see a back here in the back, but some waterfalls always have an opening in the back anyway. So now I'm going to hot glue gun the bottom of the waterfall to the bottom of the rocks down here. Today I'm just putting the waterfall in and the flowers, because I don't have the other materials yet, but I will be getting them, and I'll be doing them a little bit along. Okay, now that I put that on the bottom, I don't know if you can see that or not. Now that I've got the waterfall in place, it looks funny, I know, but it's there, so it works. So Peter, how have you been doing today? You been doing okay? I'm doing wonderful. I second guessed myself several times about doing this step. I figured I'd probably wait until I got some extra stuff to go on it, but I'll do it step by step. It's going to take a while, but that's okay. You waiting on school to start back? Are you excited about that, Peter? I had to shut my craft room door because you could hear Ian in my other videos, and I told him I had to shut my door so nobody could hear him, because you know as well as I do, he gets a little irate in times in those games. So, but that's okay. All right. I finished the bottom. As you can see, the water now is in the waterfall. It's quite heavy. I didn't think it would be as heavy as it is. I knew it was going to be heavy, but I didn't think it was going to be as heavy. But it's okay. The next thing I've got, I don't have the koi fish yet. I've got to get orange and black polymer clay to do those, or I'm thinking about going to my local Hobby Lobby and go back to the kids section and see if they have fish that I can just glue in here. And then I have to get a lot of epoxy and put it on top of the fish and everything, at least up to here on the rocks, to cover the sand at least that's inside here, which will come up quite a bit. That's why I put a lot of rocks underneath the waterfall, so that I won't have to cover it up as much. The water will, it's supposed to be, I guess, deeper where the waterfall is and slanted more up this way, but I made it all evenly on the bottom. But I'm going to have to pour like a lot of epoxy in here, but I have to have the fish to glue on the bottom of the pond so that I can pour the epoxy on top of them to make them look like they're under the water, which is, what I was told I needed to do. So every little bit helps. Every little bit, if you got suggestions, love to hear them. Okay, I've got little white flowers. They look like lily pad flowers, and I'm going to be using them for the bottom. Here I've got some baby's breath. This is artificial baby's breath. I'm going to be using around inside the pond as well. I also have these come out of the fish aquarium flowers. They're like plastic, but I figured if I could tear the top of these off and just have the leaf coming out, just holding, because I need some greenery back here behind this, because it's got to cover this top of the waterfall. I'll make it look as natural as much as possible. So I have this big bunch of plastic leaves, so to speak, and I have these smaller, it looks like ivy leaves that I tore some off that I'm trying to just play around with and see what looks good around it. You don't necessarily have, flowers or leaves behind the waterfall, but I'm trying to make it look as natural as possible. So that's one of the things I'll be doing, and I usually just put them in there and play around with them. And I think the lily pads are going to be so cool. I'm not exactly sure. These don't look like lily pads, but I didn't know if I could cut these and maybe put a flower in them. Put the flower inside this like that, and maybe put some on the water. I need to get a little small frog as well, because I want to put a frog on here. And then the koi fish, try to put that in here as well. But a lot of it's just decorating, putting, greenery and stuff back here. I have a lot of artificial stuff around here somewhere in this room, that I can put, like a tree. I don't know if I can do that out of this stuff. Somehow or another, cut it to make it look like a tree, but it's all long, as you can see, so it's kind of hard to, you can probably pull these off and make it look like a tree, I guess. Make a bunch of little bunches of trees, but they fall apart. See, they come apart. They don't stay together, so, excuse me, so, I'm having a hard time figuring out how to be able to do the trees, but I'll get the trees done. But I did want to show you the waterfall. The water seems to be holding pretty good. I also want to get some flowers like purple and pinks and stuff that you find in Japan, because that's where koi fish are from. There's some here as well, but you can be able to find them here. So anyway, that's the only steps I'm going to show you today, is the rocks that I did. I put that clear epoxy on top of the rocks, on the waterfall rocks, and then put the waterfall in. So it looks like, try to get it as much looking like a waterfall as I can. So anyway, it's going to be a short video. It's not very long because I don't have exactly what I'm looking for. Like I said, I want to get a tree, and I've got to go the artificial to my Hobby Lobby and get to the artificial stuff so that I can be able to do that. Now, another thing that I did that I tried to record, but I couldn't get my phone to work, is the picture frame that I've done for my mom. Now, this is done in miniature clothespins. And people told me, you know, once you paint them, spray paint it. You could spray paint it white. You just have the clothespins, the wood natural. Now, I don't know if I'm going to keep this for her photo or I'm going to do this for something else, maybe a craft that she did or something. But I want to be able to do something else. I may do several other things for her last photo that I've got of her to be able to show off her photo in the house. I also have this little mesh bag. I don't know exactly. I'm afraid to throw. I don't throw nothing away. That's just it. Crafters never throw anything away. This little mesh bag that the rocks came in. I don't know exactly what to do with it. I don't know if I could like maybe cut a piece off and set it on the side, you know, like it's somebody's fishing net or something. You know, I'm not exactly sure right now. But anyway, that's all I was want to show you today is the waterfall and the waterfall and the rocks that I did on my waterfall or my koi pond. So, like I said, if you have any suggestions, just leave them down in the comments thing and mash like and subscribe, and then you'll know when I upload and the progress I'm making on this and the other craft projects I do. All right, I want to thank you for tuning in, and you have a blessed day and keep crafting.